Sometimes we forget why we're here. It's easy to fall off track. These help us remember.
These battle scars don't look like they're faded, don't look like they're ever gone away. They ain't never gonna change. These battles.
Growing up, I had a dream, something no one else could see. Tell me what it means when your faith is falling beneath your knees and you can't breathe. Everything you see reminds you of what you're not or something you won't be. You gotta take what you're given, that's how we live it. Don't be mad at the system, it's simply how we've existed. I hear a lot of people talking like they politicians and choose to be an accountant because it's safe in a business. Not because they wanna do it, just because they heard it pays. And who the fuck wants to be poor knowing that's how we've been raised? Society is getting heavy, I can feel the weight. The pressure of success is like 100 million pounds of shame. And that's the reason I'm staying up late, trying to find a way to escape the stereotypes this day and age is making me feel like the only way I'll be happy is getting signed to a label and making money through rapping. I wanna share my emotion because this world is attacking the very principle of life that lets the people be happy. If you don't have a reason to breathe, why even live? These battle scars are impressions of everything that it is.
Make it make sense. Make it make sense.
That reached 100 million people, I tell them there's a reason that we're all created equal. Cause some decide to be great and some decide a sequel to an average person's life is simply what they want to be. So you make your decision, all I know is what I'm given. Won't define the life I lead or the way I dwell in existence. I've seen a greater image on the walls of where I'm living, and the words twisted and scripted remind me of something written. Faith is a gift that is given down to the people. If one believes it, one receives it. It's given if it is needed. Don't ever think you're trapped in a life that you never wanted. Your options are infinite, that's some mathematical logic. I'm not saying I'm a prophet, I'm speaking for what it's worth. These lyrics define my prayers and these battle scars on my church. Not saying I'm a prophet, I'm speaking for what it's worth. These lyrics define my prayers, these battle scars on my church.
Don't look like they're faded, don't look like they're ever gone away. They ain't never gonna change. These battle scars don't look like they're faded, don't look like they're ever gone away. They ain't never gonna change. These
Well, hello everyone, how are you doing? And here's what's funny. I'm sitting here messing with my Stream Deck. Yes, I got a little Stream Deck. And I can't get the Make It Make Sense button to work. Make it make sense! Make it make sense why the Make It Make Sense button won't work. Did you hear audio in the background? It's probably me screwing around with my buttons. Was it saying make it make sense a bunch of times? Because I was trying to get it to work. Let me see if this one works. I do not want to hear about your anus. Yeah, that one worked. Don't even ask where that came from. Oh, I'm turning bright red. All right, everyone. I actually haven't had a good day, but I'm always in a better mood when I come and do these shows. But I'm going to do an interesting, at least to me, show tomorrow. I'm going to schedule it tonight, but I feel that it was just about time to talk. But for today, we're catching up. It's going to catch up on history. I'm going to try my Make It Make Sense button. It doesn't work. Make it make sense. How does that not work? Okay, I'm serious. I've got the file. The file's right here in my folder, and it works in the folder.
Make it make sense.
See? It works in the folder, but when I assign it to a Stream Deck button, it doesn't work. Meanwhile, this one works. I do not want to hear about your anus. Okay? Make it make sense.
It's a scandal, girls.
I have no idea. I'm going to try assigning another sound to that button. And I know it's not that button, actually, because I tried to assign Make It Make Sense to another button. I think I'm going to need to, like, resample that sound. I don't know. Make it make sense. It's driving me really, really crazy.
Objection, speculative.
Of course. Listen, I tried to get the Pat Ford "You Had Me at FBI" clip, by the way, but he didn't really say it that clearly. That's what he said, but he didn't say it clear enough in order to get a good clip for it. So, unfortunately, we're not going to have that, even though it is.
Unauthorized recording.
I've got a lot of good clips, but "You Had Me at FBI" isn't in there. I need to get some of those really good ones I have of Joshua Smith when he was in rare form. But along the bottom there, Pink Flame of Liberty, patreon.com/Pink Flame of Liberty. I need more patrons. And I'm going to be a good YouTuber. Subscribe, please. Please subscribe. Samuel, if you can get the "You Had Me at FBI," I'll definitely make it a clip. I'll definitely make it a clip. Also, if you're watching on Twitch, I've gotten a few of people who have gifted me their free that they get with their Prime subscription subscriber. You may not know that. I'll be repeating this a lot because, wow, I'm freaking in love with Amazon. So I've had Prime forever, but if you have Prime and didn't know that you get to, like, give away a free gift subscription that sends a couple bucks a month to the streamer of your choice, and you have not done that yet, get a Twitch account, and please, I would love to be the beneficiary of your Prime gift thing. But let's get right into the history, shall we? Which means, unfortunately, though, I have to take and JC didn't know that, but I've gotten quite a few of them, and it costs you nothing. If you already have Prime, it's a benefit that you're not using. And I'd really, really appreciate it. I'm actually starting to grow quite a bit on Twitch, and I am doing some Twitch-only live streams. I end up uploading the file to YouTube later, but the live streams on Twitch. And I meant to bring my laptop again because Twitch has some features that don't show up in my streaming program that I kind of have to have a laptop here. But I was so obsessed with Make It Make Sense, and I can't make it make sense. But I really don't want to talk about your anus sound clip in there. And that's priceless. You can't put a price on that. Some of the stuff I bust out with is unusual. Let's just put it that way. It's unusual. She's so unusual. Okay, we're going to go right to the history again. Unfortunately, I have to take comments off the screen. My screens are all rearranged because I wanted my Mises thing to be in the corner here, and I had to, like, stick it right in front of my screen, but I'm going to show it off again. I am so proud of this. I can't even tell you. But let me stick my little trophy back up here. Okay, but that's what that is, in case you were wondering what that flame was. Okay, I should paint it pink. So yeah, JC, I got the Take Human Action Award. I beat out Ron Paul. Take that, old man. Okay, we're gonna go right to the history now. Okay, here we go. What we're covering today, again, these are shorter shows because there's a lot of reading and I'm just trying to catch up. But what I decided I wanted to cover today, like I said like I'm speaking for you, is news from state libertarian parties. So that is, let me find it, right here. Yay. I think I am gonna put the award in the background, JJ. Okay, while I'm here, I might as well pimp some other stuff I've got. By the way, this background here was made for me 2 years ago as a gift from the Libertarian Party of Wisconsin. When I went and was helping them out, they gifted me with that. So I love this background. If y'all haven't taken a good look at it, isn't that cool? That somebody just did that artwork. And this was a gift. But you know what they have? They have these, you mount them on the wall, fake like fireplaces, and they have ones that have a pink flame. Wouldn't that be perfect? And they're long. So I want to get one of those fake ones to put in the background here with the pink flame. And then I'll have a little mantle on the top that I can put my award. All these things people send me. I've got Harambe. I've got stuff, all kinds of stuff people send. Oh, I broke Lady Liberty again. I'm going to have to glue her. But I've got all kinds of stuff people send me that I would like to. And Mike Seebeck gave me this. So yeah, I've got all kinds of things I could put on a mantle back there. So I guess what I was trying to say is that's on my Amazon wish list. It's not cheap, however, but it's on my Amazon wish list. That really cool green screen I got somebody bought for me off my Amazon wish list. It's in the low bar. It's not in the low bar right now at YouTube. I have to add the text later. YouTube's got some kind of flaw where your automatic text for your streams doesn't populate in live streams. It only does it for uploads. Make it make sense. Okay, now we're going to go to news from state libertarian parties. And I've got this here right now. Don't ask. I'm the queen of props. But this is my Xena warrior princess sword. If you think I'm kidding you, I don't know if I can get close enough to show you. But right there, it's stamped with Xena. You probably can't see it in the light. And it's got a certificate of authenticity and everything. First production run. And I think it's numbered. It's numbered on here somewhere. But yeah, anyway, y'all will find out what this is about at some point. It's a badass sword. All right, let's get started now that I got done showing you all my goodies. News from state libertarian parties. And look at that picture there. That says Libertarian leaders. LP co-founder David Nolan, newly elected national chairman Edward Crane. Where's Nolan? I don't even recognize anyone in here. So I guess he's towards the middle of the page there. Wow, everyone looks so young. Then Massachusetts chairman David E. Long and Roger McBride over to the far other side. That is like so cool at the 1974 convention. And by the way, today we're going to move to present history. We're making history. And yes, I am drinking some more wine, Cersei Lannister. I drink and I say things. But today, the illegitimate pretend leaders of the pretend Libertarian Party of Idaho did a DMCA takedown notice of the website of the legitimate affiliate. I'll say that did take some balls, fraudulent balls, but balls, because they had to swear that they were the owner or were able to speak on behalf of the copyright holder. The copyright holder of the name, or trademark holder in this case, but they were saying copyright, is the Libertarian Party National Party. And same thing with all of the graphic images. So DMCA is a federal law. Baby Doll John violated a federal law. Not that I'm going to be, you had me at FBI. I'm not going to be sicking the FBI or anything on them, but no. So the legitimate party's website is now hosted on the national server. Let's see him try to do a takedown on that. I'm sure the members will love them. I love what somebody said on Twitter. They said, this is where we move from the fuck around to the find out part of this little story. DMCA is such a vile law. To use that is as bad as threatening the FBI on people. The DMCA is just a piece of shit law. Alrighty. News from state libertarian parties. The past few months have seen a great deal of Libertarian Party activity in different states. Below is a state-by-state roundup. Are they still listed as officers on the national website? I thought we fixed that. The problem is different people do different things. I'll take care. Let me write that down because I'm old. ID leader. Okay. I know it got corrected in like the CRM, but people forget about the website, I think, sometimes. But I'll get that corrected. I don't think I know how to correct it. It's in a special module of WordPress, or I'd just go in and correct it myself, but I don't even think I have access to that area of the website. They just let me upload minutes and update committees. All right, Alaska. The Alaska LP plans its second annual gathering. It's funny, they call it an annual gathering. I don't know why. That just reminds me of like a bunch of pagans in the woods. On September 13th through 15th in Anchorage. It'd be like their second moot. John Hospers and Tony Nathan had been invited, and it will include meetings. Yay, meetings. I don't know if I would lead with that. Our gathering will include meetings. I don't know. That just sounded weird to me. Parties, okay. I would have led with parties. I wouldn't have led with meetings. I think I would have put meetings at the end. Now, freaky-deaky people like me love meetings, so that is definitely a selling point. But most people would have probably wanted to hear about parties, auctions, and then it says, and perhaps the movie The Fountainhead, and meetings. Meetings probably should have been at the end. But then again, we are the most autistic party on the planet, so perhaps meetings in the beginning was a good decision. Alabama. Things are moving in Alabama, where Harvey Crumhorn has been appointed temporary state chairman and is being assisted by W.K. Albritton, state chairman of the Liberty Amendment Committee. I thought Wills was the chair of the Liberty Amendment Committee. Must have switched hands. Crumhorn reports that this print is so tiny, that an organizational meeting is in the offing and that enthusiasm is strong in the Huntsville area. When I used to play in a band, we had a concert at the Armory in Huntsville. I don't know why I even remember that, but I remember that. And who did we open? Is that when we played with Pantera? Before Pantera got big, we actually opened for Pantera. And I'm wondering, was that in Huntsville? I think that might have been the Huntsville show. I can't remember. But I'm viewing the venue in my head, and I'm pretty sure that was Huntsville. I think they alphabetized it that way because of the state initials. If you look at my delegate list, it's the same way. I'm pretty sure. California. Libertarian hell. Is it? We're going to get into the GIF thing, aren't we? Is it Gendrich or Gendrich? I don't know. Received 2,560 votes. That's not a misprint. In his race for the nonpartisan office of State Superintendent of Public Instruction in June. Gendrich, there's my damn furnace. I didn't turn it off. Hold on a second. Yes, I am in the basement and the furnace is right there. Okay, back to where we were. Gendrich stressed a totally non-coercive educational system in his campaign, a large number of parties, picnics, and rallies. See, that's a nice list. And if they wanted to add me, see, they didn't even mention meetings. They didn't. Hey, Gene, you're going to be in Huntsville. Okay. They didn't. Oh, you want to know? Gene, I'm putting you on the screen just because I'm testing something. Yes, I fixed it so that you can see comments properly. Remember how they were coming out all dark and you couldn't see them? I did fix that. I didn't fix make it make sense, but I did fix that. My little buddy down there, I think, is screwing up my make it make sense, but he's having a good old time. So a large number of parties, picnics, and rallies are scheduled or have been held throughout the state, and strenuous efforts have been made to present libertarian replies to radio and television station editorials. One such reply, opposing a bond issue in Los Angeles, is credited with helping defeat the issue. Colorado, woo woo. Party activity here has centered around the campaigns of Libertarian Party candidates. Okay, I'm going to tell you something really funny. Y'all know I got a history fetish.
That's what she said.
I do. But, so, what was I reading? Oh, I was on eBay, as I am, picking up, I've been collecting historical Castle Rock, Colorado postcards. So I had this search, and then this old sticker came up, and it said Castle Rock, home of Heritage Park. And I'm like, there's not a Heritage Park in Castle Rock. So I asked Wayne, because he's been here 30 years. I'm like, you ever hear of Heritage Park? And he's like, no, why don't you research it? Why would he say that to me? Why would he say? So I did. And I found it mentioned in June 19th, 1967 issue of the Douglas County News Press. Found out all about this park. And there was a dude here who built like a huge replica of Independence Hall, and he wanted some place to put it. So they made this whole park, but what I was really fascinated, and it's not there anymore. I'm wondering if there's a memorial plaque or something there. I'm like so fascinated by this long since park now. And I would have bought that sticker if it wasn't so much and donated it to the Castle Rock Historical Museum. But what fascinated me about this park is it was all privately funded. This guy made this sculpture. He wanted a park. He set up this nonprofit foundation. He raised money from other residents of Castle Rock, and they made a public park. Now, because it was privately owned, though for public use, you know, when downtown grew, I'm sure they just made a shit ton of money by selling it, but it was privately owned anyway. They didn't gift it over to Castle Rock, or if they did, Castle Rock sold it. That's what I should find out. But yeah, Ryan, it is like giving a green light to an addict, because you know what I said to Wayne, because I went down this rabbit hole. I was like, because I couldn't find anything on it. Try Googling Heritage Park, Castle Rock. You'll find Heritage Park, Highlands Ranch. You'll find Heritage Park, Franktown, but you will not. It took a while to find this. And when I found it, I was like, yes. I said, Wayne, really? Really? You're going to do this to me. Next thing you know, because he's already bitching because our basement's half full of Libertarian Party history shit. Next thing you know, the other half's going to be full of Castle Rock history shit. You know that, don't you? That I'm a pack rat when it comes to that kind of stuff. And the minute I, like, you know, get my special interest going, my autistic special interest going, you are in deep trouble. So I had to cut it off, but I'm still, as you can tell, still obsessed about this park. So on one of our walks, we're going to go by the location where they said it used to be, because I'm curious if there's a memorial plaque. I want to know what happened to this guy's replica of Independence Hall. I bet you some people out here now are interested in this. Now aren't you? Okay, so I did do that. They can't stand me so much on the city council. I've applied twice for the Historical Preservation Committee in Castle Rock and got denied both times. Come on. Really? You ain't gonna say I'm not qualified. It's just... I think it has something to do with me walking into City Hall and Town Hall, actually, and saying, it smells like coercion in here. I don't think that made fans. But I am running for town council. Maybe we can get rid of that smell of coercion. Anyway, continuing. By the way, Linda Lovelace is buried. I know that was like entirely ADHD, but speaking of historical stuff, I love going to cemeteries. And there's a cemetery, I think it's out in Franktown, but Linda Lovelace is buried there. I'm going to go take a picture of that. All right, Connecticut. The Connecticut Libertarian Party newsletter, East Winds, sounds like a name of a ship, announces a varied program of speakers and activities and a growing interest in libertarianism throughout the state. And that's where I was born, so woot woot Connecticut. Florida, and that's where I grew up. Doing the 3 states that mean the most to me here. Fort Lauderdale was the scene of South Florida's Libertarian Party convention. Oh, so there used to be a South Florida Libertarian Party. JJ, where you say the smartest thing they could do is appoint me to the Historic Commission. I don't know why you're saying that, but I think I know why you're saying that, because you think it'll keep me so busy that I won't be able to be a pain in their ass. That's what the National Libertarian Party thought. Sam Goldstein really pushed for the Historical Committee to be created and for me to be made chair, because he thought that would keep me so busy that I wouldn't be a pain in their ass. Do you think that worked? Does anyone think that worked? I think I proved that didn't work. But I swear that's why they formed it. All right. So Fort Lauderdale was the scene of South Florida's Libertarian Party convention on July 27th, according to its newsletter, to its newsletter, period. I thought it was saying its newsletter was called Their Chairman. I'm like, that's weird. Their chairman, John Bailey, joined with Grant LaPointe, former Alaska LP chairman, for a 2-hour appearance on a Miami radio station talk show. Alrighty. The Georgia LP is growing in the Atlanta area and appears to have qualified for the state ballot. Regular meetings have featured candidates and discussions and the dissemination of libertarian publications to newsletters. To newcomers. We freaking love our literature, don't we? There is very little. We're worse than like Jehovah's Witnesses. Would you like to read about your great political Lord and Savior, libertarianism? We are the Jehovah's Witnesses of the political world. But I'm on a roll tonight, and I haven't even drank that much. We'll have to fix that. Hawaii. Hawaii's newsletter, free, indicates heavy statewide activity, especially on a major radio station, KHVH, where libertarian commentary is heard each Monday. In addition, a 3.5-hour talk program on the same station featured LP Chairman Jerry Dixon on Foreign Aid, Illinois. LP Chairman Steve Nelson reports a membership drive is underway and that attempts are being made to get petition signatures for statewide offices at county fairs and other places. Oh, Wayne turned in my signatures today, by the way. Kansas, Dale Wilson has announced a party organizational meeting for September 15th in Topeka. Kentucky, the party structure is shaping up in Kentucky, where a membership drive has started on college campuses. Strategy has been mapped to separate, hardcore libertarians from sympathizers. That sounds rather ominous. Did that sound weird to any of you? That's kind of, let's separate the men from the boys. The Maryland LP is keeping close watch on Baltimore area governments through its newsletter Toward Liberty. A presentation of the Man of La Mancha proved to be a good fundraiser. I like the way fundraiser has a hyphen in it. Was that the style then? When did that change? God, now I'm getting into my word history. That is another show I'm doing soon. But a fundraiser doesn't take a hyphen now. It's one word. When did that change? Does anyone know? Is anyone here a freaky deek about the Chicago Manual style or anything like that? It always interests me the way language changes. Massachusetts. Recent activities in this state have included talks by Roger McBride and David Brudnoy, which have been heavily publicized in the Boston area, and participation by newsletter editor David Owen Jones and others in the New England Conference on Tax Reform. Speaking of language history, I am all over the place tonight. I've just started really looking into, oh look, JJ, so what does it say what the name of the cemetery is? Is it Parker or is it Franktown? Or is it Elizabeth? It's one of the towns just east of me, I know. But speaking of language history, you want to know what's freaking fascinating? Parker. Okay, I thought it was there. Older. Okay, Samuel. Thank you for your research there, kind sir. Now I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, with word history. Do not go down the rabbit trail unless you're really into the stuff of the great vowel shift. Oh my God, is that fascinating. Just saying. Alrighty. I'm just thinking about it right now. Recent activities in Massachusetts have included talks by Roger McBride and David Brudnoy, which have been heavily publicized in the Boston area, and participation by newsletter editor David Owen Jones. And oh, I already said that because I'm still thinking about the great vowel shift. The Minnesota Party newsletter is called The Reasonable Answer, and it announces a number of meetings in the Minneapolis area. In addition, preparations for an all-out blitz of the state fair are underway. That sounds rather ominous, too. New Hampshire. The state party held its organizational caucus on August 4th in Nashua, where they adopted a constitution and endorsed candidates. New Jersey. Libertarians in New Jersey are giving close scrutiny to the tax programs of their newly elected governor and are actively supporting the candidacies of some of their New York Free Libertarian Party neighbors. Their newsletter is prospering and several general meetings of the state party have been held. New York. There's a lot going on in New York, mostly having to do with efforts to get the Free Libertarian Party on the ballot, though the gubernatorial campaign of Jerry Tuchelli. For news about Tuchelli, see page 1, blah, 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 blah. It says, in Kings County was the first chartered FLP committee. I wonder if Andrew Colstein knows that. Ohio. Libertarians in Ohio are excited over a full-fledged U.S. Senate campaign, and they're busy filling up regional chairmanships and getting organized. Their newsletter, The Ohio Libertarian, is 12 pages of news, announcements, and opinion articles by Ohio LP writers. Oklahoma. The LP in Oklahoma got things started with a Get Acquainted party held in Oklahoma City. And remember, D. Frank Robinson is from Oklahoma, and he's one of the party co-founders. Most of the guests were newcomers. Out of 90 in attendance, speakers included State Chairman Thomas Laurent and National Executive Committee D. Frank Robinson, derp. The state convention was August 24th and 25th. August 24th, by the way, is, I'm just on my weird historical tangents tonight, the anniversary of Hurricane Andrew. Hurricane Andrew, that's tomorrow. Tomorrow's August 24th, isn't it? So tomorrow will be 92 to 2002 to 2000, the 30-year anniversary of Hurricane Andrew. Isn't that something? We used to celebrate's the wrong word. We used to commemorate each year anniversary of Hurricane Andrew at this law firm I worked at when all the Andrew cases were coming in by turning off all the lights and sitting in raincoats with flashlights. Just a bit of trivia about some weird workplaces I've worked for. But tomorrow is the 30-year anniversary of Hurricane Andrew. That was a bitch. I was there. It was like a freaking war zone. That country walk area. Y'all are, most of the people watching this are weren't even freaking born when Hurricane Andrew hit. All right, Oregon. Libertarians in Oregon have been getting a great deal of newspaper and radio coverage on such topics as oil industry nationalization, and economic shortages. Meanwhile, they've elected new officers, involved themselves in several campaigns, and offered a series of Nathaniel Brandon's tapes to the public. Those of you who don't know who Nathaniel Brandon is, he was Ayn Rand's lover. They were both married to other people. Okay, Pennsylvania. The LP here is gearing up for its second annual state convention on September 28th in York. Speakers will be Bob Steiner, the New Jersey LP congressional candidate, and Roger McBride. Tennessee. The Tennessee LP has formed with its headquarters in Nashville. It received favorable TV coverage during its convention, and members are taking advantage of that through newspaper and TV ads. They've also formed a registered lobbying group to fight in the state legislature against increased government power. Do you sometimes get tired hearing all this? I get tired. We've been fighting a long time. Fighting the good fight. But boy. Texas. Party activity centered around the National Convention in Irving this year. Now, I know we call it Dallas. It was actually in Irving, not in Dallas, but it's kind of like we say our convention this year was in Reno. It was actually in Sparks. It's kind of the same thing. Elsewhere, organization is progressing in Houston and Dallas with the selection of new officers in both regions. The Dallas LP newsletter has featured original libertarian fiction. Ooh. That's not working?
Boom chicka wow wow.
I'd be very upset if Boom Chaka Wow Wow wasn't working. And cartoons. Yay. Utah. Libertarian members in Utah have gained considerable publicity from their state convention and the candidacies of libertarians for Congress and sheriff. Editorials as well as news articles have dealt with libertarian issues. Looks as if the LP is taken seriously in Utah. Now, obviously, I'm just like more of the Anabaptist tradition Christian, but the frickin' Mormons in Utah are very, very freedom-minded. They are very, very ripe for libertarianism. So Utah should be a fertile ground. The Mormons are fiercely independent, and they understand private charity, too. They take care of their members. Washington. The Washington LP has scheduled its nominating convention for September 17th in Seattle. Its latest statewide activity was to obtain signatures for a ballot initiative which would have removed the state sales tax from basic necessities. Interesting. 92,000 signatures were obtained. Their newsletter, Shockwave, is now published monthly. Has your state been left out of the list? Have we forgotten anything? If so, tell us. We don't want to leave anyone out. You don't need to tell libertarians to write you and complain. We know how to do that really well. Very, very well. Okay. We still got quite a bit to go before the month runs out. But tomorrow's not going to be history. Tomorrow's going to be more of a personal-oriented show. Let me go back here because I like having the comments on the screen. Along with my little buddy. Oh, it's over here now because of my Mises Flame. All right. Unfortunately, it doesn't show the older comments. But if you want to get anything in before we go, let me know. Ooh, it's longer show than normal. I was trying to keep them at about half an hour, and we're at like 45 minutes because I want to get to bed early. But I do have some things I need to do for Angela. But I'm allegedly, depends if I get my lazy butt up out of bed, selling some of my blood tomorrow, plasma. Mama's got to do what she's got to do for money. Yeah, I do go all over the place, but that's kind of my shtick. If you're into history, I'm just a walking history trivia person. So, all right, everyone, I'm going to give it a few more minutes to make sure there's no other comments. And then I'm going to get going, do the few things I need to do for Angela, get my butt in bed so I can go make some cheddar tomorrow. But it makes me so tired. I'm going to be tired at work tomorrow. But it's better than doing it after work, then I can't do a show. See what I do for you guys? I am getting up at the butt crack of the morning to haul my butt down to the plasma place to do it before work rather than after work so I can stream. Tell me that's not dedication. I'm going to finish this up, and once I'm done, this is still my homemade sangria. Yeah, once I'm done, I'm going to be going. I sent you a message. That green thing is a llama. Its name is Bunch. It doesn't look like a llama. You saw the face on it, right? This is not the face of a llama. This is the face of nightmares. Look at that. Look at the teeth. That's not the face of a llama. Oh, God. I think the sangria is starting to turn a little because we put a bunch of fresh fruit that's floating around in it. I don't know. But can alcohol ferment? Like, can wine turn? Or does it get better? That's a great mystery of the ages. Can alcohol ferment? Isn't that the whole point of alcohol? Dave Davis says there are YouTube clips. Well, I didn't get my little friend here from YouTube. I got my little friend from the old theology forum I used to own, which is still alive and kicking, though I gave it to my friends a long time ago, Theology Web. That's where I got it from. It says wine can turn into vinegar. This doesn't taste like vinegar. It tastes like bad fruit. I'm seeing if there's anything weird floating around in here. No? Well, there's not that much left in the thing, but I'm going to tell Wayne, yeah, I don't know about this. Alrighty, y'all. I'm going to get going. Need to bring my sword back upstairs. Wayne, shut the door. And I'll see y'all tomorrow. I hope you have an awesome night. And I keep going over to here, even though I moved my screens over to here. All right. And I am going to add my Twitch supporters on this closing screen. I just haven't had a chance. All right. Bye-bye.
Given, that's how we live it. Don't be mad at the system, it's simply how we've existed. I hear a lot of people talking like they politicians and choose to be an accountant because it's safe in a business.